welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing with you my completed pages for the month of May, and I had my best colouring month in I don't know how long. Usually I average like 5 or 6. I did 20 pages, so yay for me. I don't know what happened this month, but I managed to finish some whips and I did a bunch of other pages and just had a really fun colouring month, so I'm hoping to take that forward into June. First I'm going to start off with whips. So I didn't show these 2 whips in my planned pages, but these are whips that I am going to take forward into next month. This is a ongoing whip, which is Wild Mouse Yuri's Adventures with a Sketchbook, whatever it's called, by Makiko Inatomi, I think. And I started this on my members only live streams and kind of lost inspiration for it a bit, as did Jana from Colour and Create with Jana. Anyone mentioned, I'll leave linked below. And we decided that we were going to try and do at least something every month until this page, or pages, it's a double page spread, are finished. So I think it was during Steve's live stream last week, myself and Jana set ourselves the task of doing something on the page, and I think we were both doing leaves. I think Jana may have done these ones, and these strawberry ones continued over here, whereas I opted for these ones up here because I'd already based them with Neocolor 2s. And I was really glad that I came back to it and chipped away at something else. Obviously I didn't finish these few here, but 2 hours of colouring leaves I managed to get quite a few done. So I will talk with Jana and see what else we are going to attempt on this page this month. I'd quite like to get this part of the sky shaded because that's already been based, and also maybe this rock and doorstep. And maybe finish my leaves off. That might be my goal for this month. The branches also need shading, they've already been based, so. But yeah, I'm going to do something else in this page and we'll probably have it finished by Christmas, Jana. But it'll be a nice colourful page to look at. So that is Wild Mouse Yuri's Journey with a Sketchbook. And I'm hoping to do some more of that. The next one was for one of my Cute Comfy prompts for May. Just need to go back a month in my journal. So this was for prompt number 1, Under the Sea, and I have started it. It is part of a class from Griselle on TikTok. So I am chipping away slowly at it using the videos in the Discord, but I'm enjoying it, so I don't mind taking my time. And I am doing this page. So it's still a whip, but this month I did these seaweed reeds, I did the outfit on the bear, and the seabed. So yep, chipping away at that one. Still quite a few videos left to watch, although it doesn't look like there's much to finish. There's still a ton of videos left because she goes in with like acrylic markers and everything. So yeah, hoping to get some more of that done in June. But now we will go on to the pages I did complete during the month of May, starting off with Cappy Bar Cuties from Rob Parkinson. This is a new series of books. There's currently 3 of them out. I am going to do a flip through of the 3 that I do have, so look out for that on the channel. There are 3 more coming out in September, October and November or December, I think. Which is a Halloween book, a Christmas book and a Valentine's book. But this one so far is my favourite. And the page that I did was this one. This was completed literally on the 1st of May. The very first page I completed. And I'm just going to use this as a marker book. There's going to be no pencil shading or anything. I'm shading with markers instead. But look how cute these capybaras are. They're adorable. I didn't put this in my plans for this month because I already have so much to do. But there are some really cute vacation themed ones in here. Like this. And this. So I might see if I can get around to having a play in here. It's just too cute. But yeah, this is the page that I completed in May. So for this page I used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Juliet Wildflower number 8, I think that is, and that was just for, what was that for? Oh, it was for the yellow pips on the strawberries. So just a simple marker page and a little bit of Juliet acrylic paint marker, and that one's done. And that was an uncoloured book, so yay! It isn't now. The next page that I completed in May is for one of my cute comfy cozy prompts, and this was a bunny colour with the lovely Jess from Colouring Bumblebee, aka my bestie. And the page that we completed in here together is not that one. This one. That's the page we're doing this month. So I popped this page onto ChatGPT for colour inspiration, and it gave me this, and I then went from that and created this page. So obviously I can't do pastel to save my life. My colours always come out so much more vivid, but I like how it came out, so that's the main thing. This was completed on the 2nd of May. I'm trying to think whether I was doing something whilst colouring this, or I have a feeling I was, but I don't know what, because I think Jess started colouring it at the same time. Like it was a live stream or something maybe. But anyway, for this page I used Ohuhu Honolulu's as a base, white Posca pen, Juliet Wildflowers, acrylic marker for some of the dots on the grass to make flowers and sort of little grass strands. And what else did I use? Copic multiliner, and that was just to put the birds in the sky. And that was everything. This goes for my hashtag CuteComfyCozy2025, prompt number 4, which was ribbon or bow. I will insert Jess's picture here. Really, really cute. Obviously got it so much more pastel than me because Jess is just ace at colouring pastel themed things. And it's gorgeous. So thank you so much for buddying that with me, Jess. And that is that page from Cottage Friends by Jeanette Veronica. We have another one scheduled for June. So yay. I'm going to keep that in there. Next we have Moon Valley by Maria Troll, and this I believe was a whip. Was it a whip? Yes, it was a whip from maybe March, and it was a buddy colour with Jess that I never got finished on time. These were my inspiration pictures that I got from Google. Really, really cute. I looked up what the flowers were in the Latin index at the back, and this is how my page come out. So for this page I used Derwent Chroma Flow pencils. I think I used some Prismacolor Premiere somewhere on it. I think for the bunny. I finished it off in a live stream. What else did I use? Pan Pastel in Phthalo Blue tint and Turquoise tint. That was for the background. Pentel Dual Metallic Orange, and that was for what? Pentel Dual Metallic Orange. Oh no, that's watercolour. Oh no. So in the centre of the flowers, these sparkly bits here, that was done with the Pentel Dual Metallic Orange. And what I didn't write down is I also used some of the Art Spirits watercolours on the bee's wings there. So that is that page complete, and this was my first page completed in Moon Valley. Again, I will pop the book down and I will pop Jess's page here. It is from a couple of months ago, so you may have already seen it on Jess's channel, but just a side-by-side comparison of how they look. Jess went for a completely different colour scheme, and we decided to keep our pages hidden from each other until we'd finished. But obviously with Jess finishing hers, I saw it when she'd finished. I think I then shared mine with her, or the progress that I'd made. So again, gorgeous picture. Thank you for buddying with me, Jess. And that was completed on the 9th of May. So lovely to be getting into some of these untouched books, and I now have the pleasure of taking off the untouched book tape. Yay! That's Moon Valley by Maria Troll. Okay, first project book. This is 50 Zodiac Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. This is for hashtag Complete Zodiac Miniatures, hosted by Jess at the Colouring Bumblebee, and I played catch up. So I didn't do any of the pages last month when this started. So in May I did the Aries page first from last month. I completed this on the 10th of May. This was using Ohuhu Oahu alcohol markers, Jelly Roll Glaze Black, Jelly Roll Stardust Clear, the Art Spirits watercolours in Gold Sparkle, Gold Iridescence and Mirror Dust. Yes. So if I just show you the details. So we've got the black Jelly Roll glaze on the eyes. We've got the Jelly Roll Stardust for the stars, the little stars, and then the bigger stars are using the combination of the Gold Iridescence and Mirror Dust. I mixed them together. And then the border here is the Gold Sparkle. This is just all Ohuhu shading. and again I used the star colour of the gold iridescence and mirror dust for the writing. I've made a note of that at the beginning here so I can keep all of those frames the same, and I've also took note of the sky colours so I can keep those all the same through this section of the book. So that one was completed on the 10th. The next day I did this one, which was May's page, which was Taurus. Love the colour scheme of this one, love how it turned out. Probably my favourite page in here so far. Again, kept the sky the same, kept the frame and the writing and the stars the same. And again used Ohuhu Honolulu pens this time, not Oahu. And again used some jelly roll glaze in the eyes. I always like to do that in these books to make the eyes look a bit shiny. So that was May's page. And then I also completed the first of the chibi pages. So this is April's page. I didn't date this one. When did I finish this? It was near the end of the month. The 30th of May I finished this one. Let me just pencil that in. So I do like to keep dates on my pages. "30th of May 25. There we go. So for this page I used Ohuhu, where am I? Ohuhu Honolulu markers. The Art Spirits watercolours, jelly roll glaze, black. Did I take note of these colours? I think I'm going to change the frames up in the chibi section, so I didn't take note of them. And I think I'm going to change the skies up as well. But yeah, I think this is the Pinky Peach from the Ocean set. And I think this blue was from the Ocean set as well. But wasn't really a fan of this page. When I was colouring it, my Ohuhu marker decided to smudge some of the ink that was there. And just put a damper on the page for me a bit. But yeah, it's another one done. So for next month, we need to do the Gemini page. I need to do the Chibi Ox from May. And the page for this month, which is the Chibi Tiger. So that's 50 Zodiac Theme Miniatures by Camellia Angelkova. Next we have Disney Vitro, Colour by Number by Hachette Heroes. This was completed as well on the 11th of May. And it is this page of Moana. So although I didn't complete the other Moana page, I did complete one. I decided to try and attempt two, and that didn't quite finish the second one. So this was coloured for mine and Jess's buddy colour together, watching a Disney movie and colouring a page from that movie. So for this I used Guangna acrylic markers and Languo acrylic gel pens. And I think I also used, no, I didn't use any black Posca pen because this one doesn't have an outline. So yeah, just Languos and Guangnars. As you can see, the ones that are shiny are the Languos, and the ones that are matte are the Guangna. I think I said that right. Shiny, Languo, Matte, Guangna. So that is that page. And I will show you the page that Jess completed for her Moana here. So cute. Absolutely love it. And it was fun to watch the film together. Although I don't think it was Jess's favourite. I really enjoyed it just for the hey and pooah and whatnot. So thank you for doing that buddy with me as well, Jess. And that is my page done in Disney Vitro. Next I have Petite Princesses by #Heroes. This was an uncoloured book, and in here I did this one. So this one went for, hang on, if I can get my flag off of it. This one goes for #Colour the Fairy Tales May 2025, which is hosted by the lovely Jordy at Jordy Colours. And her fairy tale for the month of May is The Little Mermaid. So I love that they're doing this system now where you can write down the colours. I'm assuming they've put loads of boxes, so if you don't quite know what colour you need, you can swatch it a few times, different pens, and then write down here what one you decide on. But because my colours are all hole punched, I can match it up pretty easy, so I only need the one column to write down there what colours I used. But yeah, I had a lot of fun colouring this page, apart from the blue, which took ages. But I love the way that baby Ariel turned out. And for this page I used, what did I use? Tule Art. I'm not sure what part was Tule Art, but I did use Tule Arts. Guangna's, Languo acrylic gel pens, and black and white Posca pen. So that is that one done, and another page done in an uncoloured book, which is awesome. So that one was completed on the 17th of May. So that was the first page done in Petite Princesses. Such a cute book. Next we have a new book to me, which you will see in my haul. I got this from The Works in the UK for £6. On Amazon, I think they're retailing for £8.25 at the moment. I'm going to take the sticker off because no one likes stickers on their books. And of course you had to leave a little bit behind. There we go. So I got 2 of these books in the month of June. No, in the month of May. And I decided to go ahead and do, I think it's the first page. No, it's not. I skipped one. I decided to go ahead and do the Ariel. Again, this goes for #Colour the Fairy Tales May 2025, hosted by Jordy. And I just sat on the couch one day. I think I had a day where I was feeling a bit So I grabbed my box of Artify alcohol markers and coloured this in, and it didn't take long at all. So I don't really like these dark green here, how they kind of look patchy. But yeah, it was okay for some quick fun colouring. And that was completed on the 17th of May as well. So I will need to go back and do Belle, and that kind of ties in well because Jordy's fairy tale for the month of June is Beauty and the Beast. So I can double back and get that one done in June. That is Disney Princess Colouring Book by, who is it by? Autumn Publishing. Next we have 50 Mythical Miniatures, and this is for the hashtag Project Mythical Minis, hosted by the lovely Melissa at Winter 89 Colours. She picks 4 pages a month, and I think we vote on 1 or 2 of them to be picked. I think I got 2 out of the 4 done in May. So this one is the Hippocampus, and this one was completed on the 18th of May. I used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Art Spirits watercolours, Super Golden markers in cyan, and Jelly Roll Glaze black. So you can kind of see where I've used the Art Spirits watercolours there on all of the spines and the ears and the scales. Love that. And also the Jelly Roll, oh no, I think I may have also used some watercolour of some sort, sparkly ones, on those bubbles there. So I will have coloured them in with alcohol marker and then maybe used one of the fragment watercolours over the top. I would write down all of the colours that I used, but there's just not enough room to write everything down in this little space. So I'm hoping Amanda gives us a little bit more room in next year's journal. And then I can tell you exactly what ones I used. The purple was from the pastel metallic set. The blue was probably from the ocean set. And I think the glitter on the top of this would be from the fragments, looking at it. Maybe the ocean set as well, I'm not sure. But that is that page. And then the other one that I did was, this was a whip from April, that's the word. The Nico Marta. So all I had left to do on this page was colour the rock. But I also knew I wanted to put a background in to give it a bit something extra. So I grabbed a side plate, drew around it, coloured it in, and did some hearts with my Ohuhu markers. I also didn't date this one when I finished it because I'm clearly rubbish. This was also finished on the 18th of May. Write that down. And yeah, it's another page done in this book. So 2 out of 4 is not bad considering I got 20 pages done in the month. And as you can see, I have my ones flagged for June. So we'll see how many I can get to this month. But pleased to have that whip done from 50 Mythical Minis by Camellia Angel Cova. Next I have Minorizer Dirch Europa, and this is a long-standing whip. I think this was the first page that I started when I started my memberships on my channel in a members only live stream, and I finally finished the page like 6 months later. I'm rubbish. I've got all different kinds of notes for colours. I am getting a notebook to put all of these colour combos in. I'm just being finicky and trying to find a really nice one. This was my colour inspiration for this page. There's poppies and blue roses, and then a townhouse, as you can kind of see. And this is how it finished. I completed this on the 19th of May. And for this page, I used Prismacolor pencils, Jelly Roll Glaze Black and Clear, Spectrum Noir Gold and Silver Metallic markers, you know, the ones you shake, and Jelly Roll White. So as you can see, the gold metallic markers are on the railings there. And I don't know where I put the silver. Oh, on the door knocker here. The Jelly Roll Glaze Black and Clear is on the lamp light here. The door, excuse the noise in the background, Steve's making a drink. And then everything else is just Prismacolor Premier pencils. So pleased to finally have that one finished. This was an uncoloured book, I believe. It just doesn't have tape on it. Yep, uncoloured book. So fantastic to have my first page done in this. And yeah, that was completed on the 19th of May. I will keep all of my notes because I want the opposing page to look similar. The same kind of colour scheme. And that is that one from Minorizer Dirt Europa by Rita Berman. Okay, next we have a group buddy project book. This is with Amy, Jess, Jordy and Nikki, and obviously myself. And the page that we coloured for May was this one. Jordy picked the page for May, and it was this cute kiwi. And we all did the page quite differently. I know one of the ladies decided to do an albino kiwi, so it's really cute and fluffy and white. And yeah, I did mine with Ohuhu markers. I went over the top with some Guangna acrylic paint pens in different colours for the spines. I've got some Jelly Roll White on here, and I think that was everything. Really, really cute page. This was completed on the 19th as well. I'm going to go ahead and try and fit everyone's on here so you can see how everyone else's pages turned out. So pleased to be part of this group buddy colour. It's a lot of fun, and it's lovely to see how everyone does their pages so differently. So great work, ladies. Very pretty. The page that we are doing for the month of June is this one. So looking forward to that, with me and Jess going away on hollybobs. It will work rather nicely. That is Matchstick Mouse Big Adventure Colouring Book by Morgan O'Brien. Next I have another one of my cute comfy cozy prompts. This one was for the prompt Flowers, prompt number 3. This was a buddy colour with Jess, and we did this page. And I like how it came out in the end. I was having a bit of a moment with it halfway through. My flowers were a lot lighter. They were this light colour here. And it just didn't look right, and I didn't have a background on it. It just looked a bit wishy-washy. So I decided to darken up the leaves and the stems, and then I was like, it needs a background. So I was like, I can see a night sky because of the stars. So I did a really dark colour for that, and then I was like, because it's night time, the grass is not going to be light, so I did that a dark green as well. And it just made everything come forward then and sort of pop off the page. So it all ended fine in the end. This was the sort of rainbow colour palette that I picked from Google. Again, I need to transfer these to my new colour palette book that I'm making. I'm having a separate one for pencils and a separate one for marker colour palettes and things. So for this page I used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Pentel Dual Metallic in silver, white Posca, Guangna acrylic markers for, again, some of the flower dots on the grass and also the flicks of green grass, and Uniball Signo silver. And that was everything that I used on here. I just used the tiniest bit of silver for the tip of the watering can there. Jelly Roll Glazed Black on the nose. Pentel Dual Metallic Silver on the stars. Some Guangnars on the flowers as well. I just added a little highlight. And yeah, really enjoyed that page. Jess did quite the opposite. I think she did a daytime page and sort of made it look magical. Really, really cute and pastel as always. So here is Jess's page. Absolutely adorable. Thank you for buddying with me in this one again, Jess. And I look forward to our buddies next month. That is Fuzzy Tales by Vivi Tinta. Okay, next we have Any Day, a soft living colouring book by Morgan O'Brien. This is a hashtag hosted by the lovely Amanda at Amanda Colours. It is hashtag Any Day, AC Any Day. And the page for May was this horse one, and I think technically this is my first completed page in here because that's still a whip and that's still a whip. So I have finally coloured my first page in here, and it was a horse. Of course I had to colour it in because I have a thing for horses. So for this page I used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Jelly Roll Glazed Black and some white Posca. Nothing too fancy, just a nice marker page. Jelly Roll Glaze is in the eyes of Annie, and I do keep her colours written down somewhere in here. There. So I can keep her the same colours throughout the book. So yeah, that was that one. I also outlined the clouds in white Posca. And the page for June is this one. So looking forward to getting to that one as well. That is Any Day, a soft living colouring book by Morgan O'Brien. Next we have one of my full book colour alongs on my channel. This is RJ Hampson's Hide and Seek. And this is our first page for my members out of this book. We were meant to start in April, but I got flu. So we changed the page to this mermaid, which I was like, ugh, about. Firstly, an immense amount of water. Secondly, I'm not the biggest fan of colouring mermaids. But, yeah, I went through a lot of emotions with this page. There was sort of apprehension of starting it, anxiety of messing up the sea with the marker base, and also the sky, because that happened. You can see down here I had a nightmare blending the water, but I persevered. I got the shading on top and I like the result, so win-win. And yeah, so for this page I used a variety of things. We used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Prismacolor Premier Pencils, the Art Spirits Watercolours, White Posca, Pentel Dual Metallic Silver. So that is everything on there. And I also used Pentel Dual Metallic Orange on her lips, which is a bit random, but you know, it is what it is. But that is our first page completed in that book. The page that has been voted for June is this one, called A Camouflage of Chameleons, or Karma Chameleon as I like to call it. And if you would like to join us, please feel free to join my members. You need to be a Grass Meadow member or a Flower Meadow member to be able to join in with the group colour along. All the videos from the previous months are on the channel, so if you want to play catch up, you can do that too. So that is my full book colour along in RJ Hampson's Hide and Seek. And that was completed on the 26th of May. The next full book colour along on my channel is the 30 Spellbound Cloudy Scenes. Again, this is for my members. And the page that we did, in fact, I want to show this one first because I'm not convinced I showed it in April's completed pages because the flag is still on it. So if I did, I apologise. If I didn't, here it is. These are the colours that I used from my Ohuhus and some Art Spirits Metallic Watercolour. I also used super golden markers to go around the clouds. Art Spirits Watercolours on the wings, the raindrops. And yeah, it's just a cute, fun little page that was finished on the 23rd of April. But the page we did in May was this one, and this is my favourite one I've done in here so far. So this is May's page. Here is my colour palette from Google. And for this one I used Ohuhu Honolulu markers, Jelly Roll Glazed Black, White Posca, Jelly Roll Stardust Clear, Jelly Roll White and Art Spirits Watercolours. So if you can see those wings, that is the Jelly Roll Stardust Clear. And I love using that on wings. It's so super sparkly. The centre of the flowers has a gold metallic watercolour. The clouds I drew in myself with a white jelly roll. And again, if you become a member, you'll be able to see how I coloured that, how I created the clouds and everything. And yeah, that was my page for 30 Spellbound Cloudy Scenes, completed on the 29th of May. Okay, my monthly page from my Circularism books. The page that I completed in this book, in this one I'm working back to front, was this very orange, weird looking cow. The previous month's page was the robin, which was really cute. I didn't like the pink, but other than that it was cute. And then this month I started off with sort of the grass and then did the sky, which left the outline of the cow. And I was on a colour and chat with Jana from Colour and Create with Jana, and Steve was with us as well. And I was like, okay, we have a pink cow, because I started off down here. I was like, okay, now we're adding some red and some purple and a whole load of orange. And I just showed Jana at the end. She was like, okay then, that's a thing. So yeah, but it's finished, it's page done, and that was finished on the 29th of May. The page I'm going to do next month, or this month, is this one, So hoping that one will look a bit more prettier. But that is Circularism, A Stroll with Nature. And then we have Circularism, Secret Circles number 6. And this one you don't know what the page is going to be at all. You just cannot see it. So I start off down the bottom and work my way up. So quite early on I could see this beak, and I was playing Guess the Bird with Jana and Jess in Instagram DMs. Yeah, it's a peacock, I think. There's lots of colour, so to me it says it's a peacock. And for these I just use my Oahu markers. So nothing fancy, just free colouring, sort of palette cleanser book between pencil pages. And yeah, I like the way that one turned out, and I also really like the bear, so I like the fact that it's more of a mystery than the other one. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's going to be in June. But that is Secret Circles number 6 by AJ Cornell. And last but by no means least, we have Mythographic Fairy Wonderland. This is my first page in this book. And I decided, I need to take page flags out of here from another page I had selected. The page that I did was this one. So for this one I had a couple of colour palettes from the colour cubes. This is number 269 and 205. And as soon as I saw these fuchsias, I was like bright pink and purple. And I went from there. Struggled a bit for what to do with the leaves, but Jess showed me some inspiration pages that other people had done on Instagram. And I will have to try and find out whose reference it was I used so I can credit them, because I love how they did their leaves with the pink veins, and I thought that would go lovely with the pink in my fuchsias. They were a nightmare to colour. I didn't base them, and I should have done with a very, very light green just to save myself some blending time. Everything else was based with marker. I based it with Ohuhu's, and I did her skin with a Copic. And then I've also used some metallic watercolours from the Art Spirits. This one here started out being pink, that's why it's a little bit duller than the others, which was this pink here. And I was like umming and ahhing between these, and I was like, put it on. I was like, no, I do not like that at all. So then I tried to paint over it, and because it's watercolour, it activated the one underneath it. And I was like, ugh. So I was like, okay, get your clean water brush, just strip the whole thing of as much paint as you possibly can, which I did, and completely just let it dry, which I also did. My page started to pilfer slightly, but I let it all dry, and then I was able to paint over it with this blue metallic watercolour from the Art Spirits, which was, did I write it down? Nope, I didn't. But it's from the Ocean set, and it's gorgeous. So although the blue's not really anywhere else apart from a dark blue gradient background, I thought that added a nice pop. And I was like, these are all raindrops here, so to me this is water. So that's how that one turned out. And I'm so pleased I've done a mythographic page, because these really intimidate me. So I'm going to keep those notes in there. These will go back in the colour cubes. And that is all of my pages done for the month of May. Let me know which one is your favourite. Oh, for me, I've got quite a few favourites this month. I did a lot. Possibly this one. It was a labour of love, so... And probably my mermaid, because that was also a labour of love that turned out okay in the end. So I'd love to hear which one you love. And I hope you have a great colouring month, everyone. I will see you in the next video. Take care and happy colouring. Bye, guys. And for this one, I used Ohuhu Oh, I can't speak. Ohuhu Oh. I'm going to put this in as what's it called at the end of the video? God. Bloopers. Yeah. Enjoy these bloopers. Let me check. I need a drink. Which is hosted by the lovely Jolanda. And her film... No. Okay, next we have 50 Mythical Miniatures by Camellia Angel Cova. These are the prompts. Hashtag Project Mythical Minis, hosted by the lovely Ashley. No. Start again. And this is the hashtag Prophet. There's going to be a lot of outtakes in this video. A lot of putting them as bloopers at the end. I am. The times I've stumbled over my words today, seriously. Oh, start again. So you can see the gold accents there.